Okay guys. So another accounting video again, another day. Another sakit ng ulo na naman po tayo today. So ngayon, let's talk about book value per share. Okay, so this is part of your intermediate accounting to na topic. So nasa last part na nito after ito ng shareholders equity natin. So book value per share. Ano ba si book value per share natin or the BVPS natin? Sabi daw, it is the value of each share over the total assets after deducting all its liabilities, or this is the amount that each share would receive assuming the entity is liquidated. So ano ibig sabihin yung book value per share na yan? So sa corporations natin, let's say for example, meron tayo ditong corporation. Yung corporation na yan, it composes of many shareholders' equity. And those shareholders' equity, meron silang hawak na each shares. Sabi daw, magkano na daw yung value ng each share nila? Yun yung book value per share. In short, para mahanap mo yung book value per share, it is simply the asset less the liability that is equal to your equity or your total shareholders equity. I-less mo yan doon sa total outstanding shares. That is equal to your book value per share. So isa-isahin natin. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng total shareholders equity natin? Okay, dito sa total shareholders equity natin, simple, yan lang yung equity section natin. It composes of your ordinary share, preference shares, less treasury share, subscribed capital, kasama mga subscribed capital dyan. And alam natin, di ba, meron tayong subscription receivable minsan. And usually, yung subscription receivable, nililess natin yon. Tama? O, just to recall, your total shareholders equity, okay, recall lang ito, refer ka na lang sa shareholders equity na discussion natin for the total SHE. So, what composes of total SHE? Number 1, your total ordinary share. Number 2, your share capital, ordinary share. Number 2, your ordinary or preference share, that is a share capital. Share capital, preference share. Tapos meron tayong mga share premium, yung mga excess doon sa fair value versus doon sa par value natin. Tapos merong instances, hindi pa issued yung share natin. Meron tayong subscribed share, part yun ng share natin. And alam natin na kapag merong subscription receivable, nililess natin yung subscription receivable. Tapos kapag meron kang treasury share, those issued share that are subsequently reacquired but not retired are a deduction to your total shareholders equity. Okay, yun yung total shareholders equity natin. But i-take note mo na lang. Okay, bibilugan ko. Take note mo. With regards to book value per share computation only, okay, subscription receivable is not deducted. So that's the rule. Yes, your total shareholders equity, dapat subscription receivable is a deduction kasi that is a contra equity account. Pero sabi daw, for the purposes of book value per share computation only. Okay, only. Para lang doon sa computation natin, wag mo daw munang ibawas yung subscription receivable. Bakit? The rationale is simply kasi alam natin yung receivable na yan, regardless kung ano man ang mangyari, in case of liquidation ng company, required bayaran yung subscription receivable nung subscribed stockholders. Okay tayo. So that's the total shareholders equity. So what is outstanding share? O di ba meron tayong formula dyan sa outstanding share? That is your issued share plus your subscribed share less the treasury share. That is equal to your outstanding share. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng outstanding share? Yan yung share na na-issue na and yung share na perinamis na subscribe na. I-less mo lang yung treasury share kasi yung treasury share, yes, even though issued share, yung treasury share, pero it's not outstanding. Hindi outstanding yung share na yun kasi ang may hawak nun, ikaw. Okay? So that is the formula lang sa pag-compute ng book value per share. Madaling topic lang talaga to actually. Simply the total shareholders equity, divide it by the ordinary share is equal to your book value per share. Madali lang yan. Ito lang yung medyo mahihirapan ka ng konti. Minsan daw, yung corporation natin is composing of 2 or more classes of share. O let's say for example, meron siyang preference shares and meron siyang ordinary share. Ano daw ang gagawin natin? Pag tinanong sa'yo, magkano yung book value per share ng ordinary share or yung book value per share ng preference share? O dapat kapag book value per share ng preference share, yung preference share lang. Yung preference share dito, shareholders equity ng preference share, divided by the outstanding preference share, that is equal to your book value for preference share. Pag ordinary share naman, yun yung ordinary share yung ordinary share versus divided by the outstanding ordinary share is equal to your book value per share sa ordinary share. O what if daw? What if two or more classes of share? Sabi daw, your total shareholders equity, kasi total share yan total share tayo dyan. That composes of retained earnings, share premium, less treasury share. Lahat ng shareholders equity natin na section. Sabi daw, para daw ma-allocate mo daw yung total share natin, sabi daw, i-allocate mo daw yan sa preference share or sa ordinary share. Kaya dito sa book value per share, dalawa yung magiging formula mo kapag ka 2 or more classes of share natin, ang share natin. Meron tayo sa preference share and meron tayo sa ordinary shares. Okay? Preference share divided by the outstanding preference share. Ordinary share divided by the outstanding ordinary share. Sa pag-allocate ng total shareholders equity natin, sabi daw, we apply the residual theory. What does residual theory mean? Sabi daw, yung total shareholders equity mo, alisin mo daw muna yung mga preference shares. Bakit alisin mo yung preference share? Kasi that's a priority, tama. Priority yan over liquidation. Priority yan over the dividends. Tapos, yung total share, i-less mo yung preference share, that is equal to the remainder shareholders equity. And alam natin na ang concept, lahat ng tira, paghahatian ni ordinary share. So, yung sobra sa total share, after mong ibawas yung preference share, that is equal to your ordinary share. Okay, take note mo si preference share may priority over the dividends, over the liquidation of the company. Pero yung preference shares na yan, wala yang right na makihati kapag mayroong sobra. Wala yan usually right sa mga operations ni business. Lahat ng operations, si ordinary shareholders ang gumagawa, ang nagdidesisyon. Therefore, lahat ng risk ang kumakargo si ordinary share. Therefore, kapag may sobra, ang magkakargo, ang kukuha, si ordinary share lang din. So, based on that concept, alam natin, doon nag-apply yung residual theory natin. Na yung total shareholders equity after deducting the preference share, that is equal to your ordinary share dito na part. Okay tayo doon. O ngayon, dito tayo sa rules ng preference share. Okay, meron tayong steps in allocating how much is the preference shares. Okay, hindi lang simple kung magkano yung preference share capital, yun na. Hindi po ganun. Okay, may rules tayo dyan. Step number 1. Okay, we allocate preference share based on the liquidation value. O kapag binigay daw yung liquidation value ng preference share, yun daw yung value ng preference share na aalisin mo sa total shareholders equity mo. Or, kapag hindi daw binigay yung liquidation value, then we will use the par value per share. O, ganun lang. O, step number 2, after mong i-allocate yung preference share na yun, or nahanap mo yung liquidation value ng preference share, or the par value of the preference share, or simply the share capital, number 2, we must distribute or allocate the dividends to preference shares. Kasi priority yan. Doon sa equity natin, sa total shareholders equity mo, merong retained earnings. Ano ba yung retained earnings natin? That's your cumulative profits. Yung profits na yun, syempre, dapat meron daw share sa preference share. So, ibigay mo daw muna yung dividends ni preference share. Ibigay mo daw muna yung share ni preference share doon sa income ng company. Okay, so distribute first the dividends for preference shares. Ngayon, yung preference shares natin with regards to dividends, pwede daw na yung preference share mo is a cumulative preference share or a non-cumulative preference shares. O, anong ibig sabihin? Anong difference? Kapag cumulative daw yung preference share natin, sabi daw, we allocate all the dividends that are in arrears. Anong ibig sabihin ng in arrears? Yung mga dividends na hindi pa daw nababayaran. Okay? Ibigay mo daw lahat ng dividends na hindi nabayaran before. Kahit 3 years, kahit 4 years, kahit 5 years na hindi nabayaran. For the purposes of book value per share, sa pag-allocate ng preference share natin, ibawas mo daw lahat ng mga dividends na hindi nabayaran if and only if such preference share is considered as a cumulative preference shares. Kapag naman non-cumulative daw yung preference share, sabi daw, we only allocate the current dividends. Hindi mo babayaran or hindi mo ibibigay, hindi mo i-allocate lahat ng dividends na hindi nabayaran. Ang i-allocate mo lang daw yung dividends ngayong taon kapag hindi pa siya nabayaran. Okay, kapag hindi pa siya nabayaran. Ibig sabihin, sir, paano kapag non-cumulative preference share, hindi nag-declare ng dividends, so walang babayaran na dividends, meron bang ililes na dividends for preference share? Wala, kasi nga non-cumulative. Sir, paano kapag cumulative preference share, hindi nag-declare ng dividends? Kailangan ba? Yes, kailangan pa rin. Okay, tayo. And number 3 step natin. Any excess after mong dineduct yung preference share over the dividends and the dividends of the preference share, after mong i-less yung difference nun, meron tayong excess. Yung excess daw is para sa ordinary shares. Okay tayo doon. Okay, sana malinaw ha. Sana malinaw. Next. Okay, next. Merong instances na yung preference share daw natin is a participating preference share. Okay, dalawa yan. Sa preference share, it can either be a participating preference share or a non-participating preference share. What differentiates the two? Yung non-participating preference share, yan yung basic na alam mo sa preference share. Kaya yan yung concept natin na ibigay mo lahat ng share ni preference share, ibigay mo yung dividends ni preference share, walang right si preference share na makihati sa sobra ng shareholders equity, sa sobra ng profit ng corporation. That is the non-participating preference share. Pero yung participating preference share, dito daw, meron daw right si preference share sa mga sobra. Kasi such preference share is participating. It participates sa decision making. It participates sa risk ng corporation. Okay? Kapag silent ang problem dito sa cumulative or non-cumulative preference share, we assume non-cumulative preference share. Pag silent ang problem over sa participating and non-participating, we assume non-participating preference share. Okay? So kapag participating preference share, ito yung, sir, paano pag non-participating, ano ba yung rules? Ito, yung tatlo dito. Yan yung non-participating preference share. Kapag participating preference share naman, maiiba lang ng konti. Okay, ito lang. Yung step number 1 dito, parehas lang yan. Ibig sabihin, we must also allocate preference share based on liquidation value pag binigay yung liquidation value. Or, gamitin mo daw yung par value pag hindi binigay yung liquidation value. And, punta ka sa number 2. I-distribute mo daw or mag-allocate ka din daw ng dividend sa preference share. Kapag cumulative, allocate all dividends na hindi nabayaran. Kapag non-cumulative, i-allocate mo daw yung current dividend only kapag hindi nabayaran. That's the number 2. Tapos magkakaroon tayo ng number 3. Huwag mo munang alis gamitin tong number 3 dito. Dito sa number 3, sabi daw, allocate the par value of the ordinary share. Ayun. Yung doon sa total shareholders equity, alisin mo din daw muna yung share ni ordinary share. Yung par value ni ordinary share. Alisin mo daw muna yon. And number 4, allocate daw the dividends for 1 year only kay ordinary share. Para naman daw hindi lugi si ordinary share. Dapat daw same din sila sa preference share na mag-allocate na ng dividends. Yun lang yung sobra sa kanila. So ibig sabihin daw, pero ang difference dito, kapag ordinary share, kahit na 3 years hindi na bayaran yan, or kung ano man yung sabihin dyan, kung cumulative or non-cumulative, pero I doubt kung merong ganyan, basta ang rule lang natin, mag-declare or mag-allocate ka ng dividends kay ordinary share para sa 1 taon lang. 1 taon lang yan. Sir, paano ko malalaman kung magkano i-declare ko na dividends kay ordinary share? Kasi unlike kay preference share, alam ko yung preference share na yan, naka-percentage yan eh. Merong percentage na dinideclare na dividends dyan. Sa ordinary share, wala namang dividends na dinideclare dyan eh. Kasi alam ko nga, kung magkano yung sobra, yun yung paghahatian nila. Ayun nga. Sabi daw dito, mag-declare ka daw ng dividends kay ordinary share ng equal doon sa percentage ng dividends ng preference share. Ulitin ko, baka nabilisan ka. Sabi ko, gamitin mo or mag-declare ka ng dividends or mag-allocate ka ng dividends kay ordinary share gamit yung percentage ng dividends ng preference shares. Kaya nagkaroon ng ganitong formula. Par value of the ordinary share multiplied by the preference rate ng preference share that is equal to your dividends na 1 taon dito. Sir, what if yung preference share ko dalawa, magkaiba ng percentage? Kapag daw dalawa ay magkaiba ng percentage, we must use the lowest the lowest percentage of the preference share. Okay. And step number 5, any excess is to be allocated based on the aggregate par value. Dito, prorated tayo. Lahat ng sobra, i-prorate mo daw. Hatiin mo daw sa preference share, hatiin mo daw sa ordinary share. Ano daw ang basis sa paghati? Yung par value daw nila. Okay, so that's it. Yan lang yung concept na kailangan mo mapag-aralan sa book value per share. O, syempre, anong gagawin natin after nun? I-apply natin lahat sa problems. O, illustration number 1. Sabi dyan, what is the book value per preference share? So, tandaan mo na lang lagi itong formula natin dito, ha. Yung book value per share natin is the total shareholders' equity over the total outstanding share. Okay, tandaan mo yung formula na yan. Total outstanding share, that is equal to book value per share. And alam natin ulit, yung total shareholders equity natin is the share capital plus the share premium plus the retained earnings less treasury share. Alam natin na ililess mo din or mag-a-add ka ng subscribed capital and ililess mo yung subscription receivable. But take note mo, kapag usapang book value per share, subscription receivable are simply ignored. This is the total SHI na gagamitin mo kapag usapang book value per share. Ulitin ko, this is applicable only sa book value per share. What is your computation of outstanding share? That is your issued share plus subscribed share less treasury share is equal to your outstanding share. Okay, tandaan natin yung formula natin na yan. We must apply all of those sa pag-compute ng book value per share. So, illustration number 1, sabi, TAR company reported the following shareholders' equity at year-end. Binigay daw preference share, ordinary share capital, share premium, retained earnings appropriated, and yung revaluation surplus. Lahat naman yan nasa shareholders equity. O gamitin na natin yan. Magkano yung total shareholders equity natin? I-add mo na lahat yan. Okay, so that is equal to 1 million plus 2.5 plus 200 plus 400 plus 100 plus 300. This is equal to 4,500,000. Anong tinatanong ba sa atin dito? Dividends on preference shares have not been paid for 3 years. The preference shares has a liquidating value of 55 pesos. Call price of 58 pesos. What is the book value per preference share? Ay, hinahanap lang pala yung book value ng preference share. Okay, so hindi mo na ordinary share. So, ang gagawin natin dyan? O, ano ba yung share ng preference share? Magkano ba yung sa preference share natin? Ayun o, 1 million pesos. Oops, wag ka magkakamali. Binigay yung liquidating value. We must use the liquidating value. Tama? Sinabi ko yun kanina. Okay, so magkano ngayon yun? Magkano ba yung issued share ng preference share? 20,000. So that is equal to 20,000 times 55 pesos. This is equal to 1,100,000. Okay? And merong dividends. O sinabi ba kung cumulative? Ay hindi. So ibig sabihin ng assumption, non-cumulative. O sinabi dito, dividends on preference shares have not been paid for 3 years. Hindi daw nabayaran ng 3 years na. Wala tayong pakialam dyan sa 3 years na yan. Kasi nga, ang assumption natin, non-cumulative. Kasi hindi sinabi kung cumulative or non-cumulative. Therefore, ang assumption, that is in non-cumulative. So kung hindi nabayaran ng 3 years, mayroon siyang hindi nabayaran na 1 taon. So magkano ngayon yung equivalent ng 1 taon natin? That is equal to 1 million pesos, yung par value, times the 12%, yung rate natin, this is equal to 120,000. This is your dividend. So magkano ngayon yung i-distribute natin sa preference share? Yung par value or yung liquidating value na 1.1 plus yung 120,000 na present value or na dividends, that is equal to 1,220,000. And we apply this formula. Nahanap mo na yung total SHI ng preference share. Ito yon, 1,220,000. Magkano yung outstanding share? Isa lang naman yung na-issue dyan. Wala naman dyang subscribed preference share. Wala naman dyang treasury share. So yung issued share, 20,000. So simply 1,220,000 less 20 divided by 20,000, this is equal to 1,220,000 divided by 20,000. This is equal to 61 pesos. Your book value per share sa preference share is 61 pesos. Letter A for illustration number 1. Diba? Pag alam mo yung formula, alam mo kung ano yung total SHI, alam mo yung total outstanding share, madali lang sa'yo si book value per share. Tapos pinanood mo pa yung video natin, mas lalong dumali si book value per share. Illustration number 2. O, question, sabi, what is the book value per ordinary share naman tayo? Okay, so ordinary share, anong gagawin ulit natin? Hanapin mo yung total she, then alisin mo lahat ng preferred shares. Sabi, Hoyt Company reported the following shareholders equity at year-end. 5% o cumulative yung preference share. Capital, par value is 100 pesos, issued is 25,000 and outstanding na daw yun. That is 2.5. Ordinary share capital, ang par value 35, 100,000 shares issued and outstanding. Merong share premium, merong retained earnings. O, hanapin mo yung total she. Total she natin is 2.5 plus 3.5 plus 1,250 plus 3 million. This is equal to 10,250,000. That's step number 1, we allocate preference share. Magkano ba preference share? 2.5. Basahin mo muna to. Sabi, dividends in arrears on the preference shares amounted to 250,000. Hindi na sinabi kung ilang years, pero sinabi na yung total dividends na in arrears is 250,000. Gagamitin mo ba yung 250,000? Kasi dapat magkano ba ang 1 year natin dyan? That's 2.5 times 5% is equal to 125. Pero ang in arrears daw is 250. Bakit? Gagamitin mo yung 250? Yes, kasi nga cumulative preference share tayo. Kailangan mong ibawas yung preference shares dividends na yan regardless kung nabayaran na or kung for this year or for last year dahil nga cumulative yung preference share. So mag-less ka na dito ng 250,000 for the dividends of preference share. Tapos sabi, if the entity were to be liquidated, the preference shares would receive par value plus a premium of 500,000. O, ibig sabihin ba yung liquidating value is 500 pesos or 500,000? No. Ang sinabi, kapag daw nag-liquidate, yung liquidation value daw is the par value plus the premium. Or the premium. So, therefore, yung total liquidation value ng preference share is nasa 3 million pesos. That is 2.5 plus 500,000 is equal to 3 million pesos. Therefore, yung sobra nasa ordinary share. 10,250 less 250 less 3 million, this is equal to 7 million pesos. So, yan na yung total ordinary share natin. 7 million pesos. O, hanapin mo na magkano yung book value per share sa ordinary share. Magkano ba ang outstanding share sa ordinary share natin? Sinabi ba dyan? Yes, ito, 100,000. Therefore, 7 million divided by 100,000, that is equal to 70 pesos. Therefore, for na illustration number 2 is equal to 70 pesos. Letter D, yung sagot natin for illustration number 2. Diba? Ang dali-dali ng book value per share of konting practice pa. Practice tayo dito para masanay tayo. Illustration number 3. Question, what is the book value per ordinary share ng 2019? Dividends on preference shares are in arrears for 2018 and 2019. That is equal to 2 years. Sabi, cumulative. Okay. Kailangan mong gamitin yung 2 years kasi cumulative yung preference share. 100 peso par, 8%, 500,000. Ordinary share capital, binigay. Share premium, binigay. Written earnings, binigay. Uy, treasury share. Deduction yan, treasury share. Huwag mong kakalimutan. So, magkano yung total shareholders equity natin dyan? 500 plus 1.1 plus 200 plus 260 less 150. This is equal to 1,910,000. O, tapos step number 1, i-allocate mo na yung preference share natin. O, magkano ba yung preference share mo? Yung par value, binigay ba yung liquidating value? Hindi. O, ito na gamitin mo. Par value. Alisin mo yung 500,000. And ilang years yung in arrears natin? 2 years. Magkano ba ang percentage? Or magkano ba ang dividends in 1 year? 8%. So that is equal to 500,000 times 8%. This is equal to 40,000. Kung hindi nagbayad ng 2 taon, 40,000 times 2, this is equal to 80,000 pesos. 1,910 plus 500 less 80,000. Your total shareholders equity with regards to ordinary share is equal to 1,910 less 500 less 80. This is equal to 1,330,000. O, nahanap mo na yung total shareholders equity natin for ordinary share, 1,330,000. Magkano issued share? Magkano ba issued share ng ordinary share? Ito, 1.1 daw yung par value. Kung 1.1 yung par value, 100 pesos yung par, ibig sabihin yung total issued share divided by 100 is equal to 11,000. Issued share natin is nasa 11,000. O, take, huwag mong kakalimutan ha. Merong treasury share. Treasury share, ordinary share is a deduction to your outstanding share or to your issued share. Which is magkano daw yung treasury or ilan daw yung treasury share na in-issue or ni-reacquire, nasa 1,000 share daw. So, less ka dito ng 1,000 share, your total outstanding share is equal to 10,000 ordinary share. So, 1,330,000 divided by 10,000, that is equal to 13330,000 divided by 10,000, that is equal to 133 pesos for the book value per share ng ordinary share. Therefore, for illustration number 3, letter C tayo dyan. Diba? Easy. Illustration number 4. Tinatanong, magkano daw book value per share ng preference share and book value per share ng ordinary share for 2019. Binigay yung mga data, meron kang cumulative preference share, ordinary share, share premium, written earnings, net income. O yung net income, ang alam natin, ang assumption natin, net income kasama na sa written earnings, tama? So yung net income, ignore na natin yan. Panglito lang po yan. O 2019 lang naman ang hinahanap. O hanapin mo na yung total shareholders equity ng 2019 natin. So that is equal to 2 million plus 2.5 plus 1.5 plus 4.8. This is equal to 10,800,000. O, tapos anong gagawin mo? I-allocate mo lang ulit yung preference share. Sinabi dyan, on July 1, 2019, 50,000 ordinary share were issued. The preference dividends, ano ibig sabihin nun? 50,000 ba yung total issued share? No. Okay, ibig sabihin lang, nung 2019, nag-issue daw ng additional 50,000 share. Kaya kung makikita mo, merong movement yung dalawa dito. From 2018 to 2019, nadagdagan ng 500,000 dahil daw yun nanggaling daw yun dito. Sa additional share of 50,000. And sinabi that preference dividends were paid in 2018. Okay, so hindi in arrears yung 2018. But not declared during 2019. Kahit na not declared yan, cumulative yan. Kailangan mo dyan magbawas ng dividends natin, which is, magkano ba ang dividends natin dito? 10%. So this is equal to 2 million times 10%, that is equal to 200,000 of dividends. Okay, o i-allocate mo na kasi sinabi, the market price of the ordinary share was 50 pesos. Eh naku, hindi irrelevant sa atin yung data na yan. So 10,800,000 i-allocate mo muna magkano yung preference share o yung par value. Alisin mo yung par value natin dyan na 2 million pesos. Tapos i-allocate mo yung dividends, 200,000 pesos. Therefore, step number, tapos magkano na yung total ordinary share natin, 10.8 less 2 million pesos less 200,000, your total shareholders equity for ordinary share is equal to 8,600,000. Oh, hanapin mo na magkano yung ordinary share natin. Ordinary share muna, 8,600,000. Magkano ba yung total issued share? Hindi binigay, sir. Hindi naman 50,000 gagamitin mo. Pero pwede mong computin, no? 2.5 yung par value, 10 pesos yung par. Ibig sabihin yung total issued share natin is nasa 2,500,000 divided by 10 pesos, that is equal to 250,000. So your total issued share is equal to 250,000. Magkano ang book value ng ordinary share? 8.6 divided by 250, this is equal to 34.4 pesos, letter A for requirement number 2. Magkano book value per preference share or book value per preference share natin? O magkano ba yung preference share mo? Ito na yun, 2,200,000. O magkano issued preference shares natin? Binigay ba? Hindi. Pero kaya mong computin. 2 million daw yung total share capital. Tapos 50 pesos daw yung par value. So, divide by 50 pesos. That is equal to 40,000. So, 2,200,000 divided by 40,000. This is equal to 55 pesos. Therefore, for illustration or question number 1, illustration number 4, letter B, yung book value per share ng preference shares. Diba? Napakadali ng book value per share. Additional illustration natin. Actually, this is our last illustration for this video discussion, which is the illustration number 5 and the illustration number 6. Sabi sa illustration number 5, the 12% preference share is cumulative and participating. The 14% preference share is non-cumulative and participating. Dividends are in arrears for 3 years. What is the book value per ordinary share? Okay. So, ibig sabihin, dalawa na yung preference shares natin dito. So, we apply the other rules natin. Kapag merong participating, ito yon. Ulitin natin, allocate the preference share. Pangalawa, distribute the dividends to preference share. Pangatlo, allocate the par value for ordinary share. Pang-apat, allocate the dividends for 1 year only. And panglima, excess is to be allocated based on the aggregate par value. Okay. Gamitin na natin lahat yan dito. Okay, so magkano ba yung total shareholders equity natin? Compute natin. That is 2 million plus 3 million plus 5 million plus 240,000 plus 1.5. This is equal to 13,740,000. Okay, so yan yung total shareholders equity natin, 13,740,000. So paano mo gagawin yan? O gawin muna to. Total SHE natin, tapos i-allocate mo daw yung para sa preference share, i-allocate natin yung para sa ordinary share. O magkano yung total SHE? 13,740,000. O, i-allocate natin isa-isa. Magkano yung i-allocate mo sa preference share? Meron kang 2 million. O, lagay mo dito yung 2 million pesos. Tapos, ibigay mo yung 3 million pesos para sa 14%. Ilagay mo dito, 3 million pesos. Tapos, mag-allocate ka ng dividends para sa preference share. O, yung 12% ulit, cumulative. In arrears natin, ilang years? 3 years. So, that is equal to 2 million pesos times 12%, that is equal to 2 million times 12%. Magkano yan? Nasa 240,000 in 1 year. 3 years siyang in arrears. So, ibig sabihin, times 3 years. Therefore, 240,000 times 3 years, this is equal to 720,000. So, mag-allocate ka dito ng dividends of 720,000. Okay, gets next, i-allocate mo yung dividend sa 14%. Magkano ba yung par value? 3 million pesos. Ilan yung percentage? 14%. Pero i-take note mo, it is non-cumulative. So, isang taon lang tayo dyan. Hindi ka na dyan, mag-multiply ng 3 years. So, that is equal to 3 million times 14%. This is equal to 420,000. Mag-allocate ka ngayon dito ng 420,000. Na. O, tapos ano ulit yung step number 3 natin dito? We allocate par value of the ordinary share. O magkano ba par value ng ordinary share? Yun, 5 million pesos. Ilagay mo dito, 5 million pesos. Tapos, mag-declare ka din ng dividends worth ng equivalent ng preference share. Dalawa yung preference share ko. Anong gagamitin ulit natin? Pag dalawa, the lowest. 12% ngayon. Magkano par value natin? 3 million or 5 million pesos. Tapos times 12%, that is equal to 5 million times 12%, that is equal to 600,000. Sir, in arrears daw tayo ng 3 years. Ulitin natin, kapag nag-allocate ka ng dividend sa ordinary share, 1 year only tayo. Okay, 1 year only. So, mag-allocate ka dito ng additional 600,000. O magkano na yung mga total na inallocate mo for preference share and ordinary share? Sa preference share, nagbigay ka ng 2 million, 3 million, 720, and 420. That is equal to 6,140,000. Sa ordinary share, nagbigay ka ng 5,600,000. So, yung total na na-allocate na natin, that is equal to 6,140,000 plus 5.6. This is equal to 11,740,000. Magkano ba yung total SHE natin? Total SHE natin is nasa 13,740. Magkano yung sobra? Nasa 2 million pesos. O, 2 million pesos ang sobra natin. Anong gagawin mo ulit sa 2 million pesos na sobra? I-allocate mo yan sa preference share natin and sa ordinary share based on their par value. Magkano ba yung total par value ng tatlo? 2 million plus 3 plus 5 million, that is equal to 10 million pesos. Prorated ulit tayo dyan prorated. So, we allocate 2 million pesos based on their proration. Based on their par value. Dun sa 12% natin, mag-allocate ka daw dyan ng 2M over 10M. Tapos dito sa 3 million pesos na to, dito sa 14% preference share, mag-allocate ka daw dyan ng 3 over 10M. And last natin para sa ordinary share, mag-allocate ka daw dyan ng 5 million to. 5 over 10. So, let's allocate both. O, 2 million pesos times 2 divided by 10, that is equal to 400,000. Next dito, 2 million pesos times 3 divided by 10, that is equal to 600,000. And at last, yung kalahati, nasa 1 million pesos. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Yung sobra natin na 2 million pesos, 1 million pesos daw mapupunta sa ordinary share. And yung 1 million pesos, which is 400,000 para sa 12% and 600,000 para sa 14%, that is equal to 1 million pesos also. Anong tinatanong sa atin? Book value para ordinary share. O, hanapin mo lang muna. Total shareholders equity ng ordinary share natin is nasa 6,600,000. Alam mo ba kung magkano yung issued share ng ordinary share? Yes, sinabi doon, 50,000 share. So, 6,600,000 divided by 50 shares. That is equal to 6.6 less 50,000. 6.6 divided by 50,000, that is equal to 120 pesos per share. Or 50,000 shares, tama ba? 6,600,000 shares. 6,600,000 share divided by 50,000 share, or that is equal to 132 pesos per share. Therefore, for illustration number 5, letter A, yung sagot natin dyan. Diba? Napakadali ng illustration number 5. Naging mahaba lang yung process kapag participating. Pero pag nagets mo yung concept, ay naku, diba? Napaka-easy pa rin ng illustration number 5. Last illustration natin for illustration number 6. What sabi dyan? What is the book value per ordinary share? Binigay yung preference share, ordinary share, subscribed ordinary share, tapos subscription receivable. Uy, subscription receivable? Anong gagawin ko dyan pag hinahanap book value per share? Ignore yan. Share premium kasama yan, written earnings kasama. Uy, treasury share, anong gagawin ko dyan? Deduction yan. Okay, so ignore natin yung 500,000. Alisin na natin yan sa equation natin. So magkano yung total share natin? 2 million plus 4 million plus 2 million plus 1 million plus 2.4 less 800,000. This is equal to 10,600,000. Tignan natin, 2 million, 4 million plus 2 million plus 1 million plus 2.4 less 800,000. This is equal to 10,600,000. Dyan. Tapos, hanapin natin yung, or alisin natin yung nasa preference share. Sabi sa preference share, yung par value is nasa 2 million pesos. Alisin mo yung 2 million pesos. Tapos, 10% cumulative and non-participating. Tapos, in arrears ng 3 years. Magkano yun? Kano yung aalisin mo sa dividends? 2 million pesos times 10% times 3. That is equal to 600,000. So, alisin natin yung 600,000. So, that is equal to 10.6 less 2 million less 600. This is equal to 8 million pesos. 8 million pesos yung i-allocate mo sa ordinary share. And magkano yung issued share ng ordinary shares natin? 40,000. Tapos merong subscribed share, kasama ang outstanding sa kasama ang subscribed share sa outstanding share. Hanapin ulit natin. Issued, subscribed, less treasury. Magkano issued share? 40,000. Magkano subscribed share? 20,000. Magkano treasury share? 10,000 pesos, 10,000 shares. Less yung 10,000 shares. Your total outstanding treasury share is equal to 40 plus 20 less 10 is equal to 50,000 shares. Gamitin mo na yung formula. 8 million pesos divided by 50,000 share. This is equal to 8 million divided by 50. This is equal to 160 pesos book value per share sa ordinary share. Therefore, illustration number 6, letter C, yung sagot natin dyan. Okay. Sana natuto ha. So that's it for our discussion of book value per share. Sana natuto. Yun lang. God bless, good luck, and ciao.